Welcome back to The Brief. I'm Linda Kincaid. Here are more international headlines we're watching today. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa says he held a good meeting with the US President at the White House, despite tensions escalating after the US President claimed that there's a white genocide occurring in South Africa, a claim disputed by its leader. The visit comes as South Africa aims to reset relations with the US and advance trade. And President Trump met today with Republican holdouts reluctant to back his so-called Big Beautiful Bill. Hardliners are calling for more spending cuts, and they say they're concerned that the bill could add trillions of dollars to the U.S. national debt. House Speaker Mike Johnson says he's hoping to hold a floor vote in the coming hours. Israeli forces fired warning shots at a group of European and Arab diplomats near the Jenin refugee camp. The Israeli military says the delegation had deviated from an approved route and entered a restricted zone. No injuries were reported. The incident in the West Bank drew immediate international condemnation, while the Palestinian Foreign Ministry called for accountability. The IDF says it, quote, regrets the inconvenience caused. The jury has been dismissed for the day in the criminal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. A former assistant of the music mogul George Kaplan has been giving testimony saying he picked up drugs for Combs on 2 occasions. Kaplan also said he would travel with Combs and make sure hotel rooms had specific supplies, including liquor and baby oil. KINKADE is expected to testify after Kaplan. The rapper had a brief relationship with Combs' ex, Cassie Ventura. Well, Elizabeth WAGMEISTER is following the case and joins us from New York. Good to see you, Elizabeth. So the court is wrapped for today, Combs pleading not guilty, obviously, to those charges of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking. What does the prosecution need to do in order to prove a guilty verdict?
Look, during opening statements, the defense came right out of the gate and they said, you don't have to like our client. You don't have to agree with the things that he does in his private bedroom. In fact, they went out and they said he has a very strange sex life. They also said from day one, our client is a domestic abuser and it is indefensible. But what they also said is this is not a domestic violence case. This is not a case where he is facing a sexual battery charge. As you said, he is facing charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. So what the prosecution has to do here is they have to prove that this was not just some peculiar, freaky sex life that he engaged in, that this was not consensual, that this actually was him running a criminal enterprise. Remember that the prosecution has said that these so-called freak-offs are at the center of their case. These freak-offs, according to the government, are drug-fueled sex parties where Combs allegedly forced women, including his ex Cassie Ventura, into having sex with male escorts. So what we have seen so far in the trial is, of course, some grueling testimony from Cassie, along with corroborating witnesses who have corroborated parts of her account. But today, what we saw in court was the special agent who oversaw that search warrant of his home in Miami. You remember back in 2024 when his homes on both coasts were searched. Well, this special agent, he took the stand and he talked about the items that were seized. I believe that we have some images of what the jury saw. He said that there were guns that were seized from the home. In fact, 2 AR-15s, we see pieces of them right there. 2 AR-15s were found in the closet of Combs's master bedroom in this Miami mansion. They also showed photos of drugs. Combs had a Gucci pouch where he kept his drugs in, this according to the testimony from the special agent. They also found many bottles of baby oil. This special agent said that 25 bottles of baby oil were found in just one closet. That's not what they found in the entire house. So the prosecution, they are painting this picture of the world that they allege Combs built, but it's not illegal to have baby oil. It may be strange. So how is the prosecution going to prove that these supplies and these items that they seized were actually used as part of this criminal enterprise and used to force these women into these freak-offs? So that is what they have to prove.
Certainly a lot of interest in this case. Elizabeth WAGMEISTER, good to have you on the case for us. Thanks so much.
Thank you.